How's it going today? It's your man Cham, and today, well, we're here for my first upload of 2018 finally. It's been a while, well, over a month since last time I uploaded, but I gotta get back into it at some point, and I thought why not? Because here I am today to analyse my driver predictions from 2017 and, well, basically just how correct I got them. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Oh yeah, also just a quick one, be sure to go and check out the 2017 video, the link's in the description. Basically it goes over what I predicted for every team, and so just watch that before this video to get a sense of what I'm talking about if you haven't watched it already.
Alright, so first up we have Mercedes, and basically in my 2017 video, well, I didn't expect any change from them. I predicted that Bottas would be able to keep his seat at the time. In fact, I'm pretty sure by then he'd actually already signed a contract to keep him to 2018. So, well, that one was a bit of an obvious one, really. I mean, nothing was ever really going to change there, so I'd be genuinely surprised if they were to actually change anything for 2018. Although, 2019 might be a bit of a different story, actually. I mean, you never know. He could taper off like he did at the end, sort of midway point of last season. So, if that happens again, he is not going to keep his seat, surely. I mean, I'd be genuinely surprised if Mercedes want to keep him if he does that again, especially with youngsters like Ocon and Wehrlein up in the ranks, as well as Daniel Ricciardo and various other drivers out of contract at the end of next year. As always, Mercedes, much like Ferrari and most of the other top teams really, do like to keep their drivers together, so I'd be surprised if anything actually changes there now, really. Alright, and so next up we have Ferrari, who obviously have decided to stick with Vettel and Raikkonen, and, well, I actually got it right. I mean, I predicted that one as well in my 2018 driver video, and it's the same reason as Mercedes, really. Like, if you talk to me about Kimi Raikkonen, I will tell you, he should not be in that Ferrari. Not at all. Someone else should be. There's a lot more drivers who deserve it more than him. Ferrari, much like Mercedes, as I was saying before, they do love to keep their drivers together, and Ferrari are probably the biggest people that want to do that. I mean, they will not change their drivers until it's bleeding obvious that they're underperforming, really. I mean, look at Massa, like 2010 to 2013. In reality, you could have got rid of him after 2011 and it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. But hey, I'm perfectly fine with that because I liked Massa as a driver. He did his job as a number 2 and he actually delivered, unlike Raikkonen. So, as I was saying in my 2017 video, if Ferrari had changed their drivers, then it would just bore the whole market into chaos. I can actually see that chaos happening this year because, quite frankly, I doubt Raikkonen's going to hang around. I mean, I can't see him having a return to form, and I can't see Ferrari dealing with it again. So, it'll be a pretty interesting summer of 2018, hey? See what happens. As for his replacement this year, well, there obviously isn't one, but I was hoping it'd be someone like Sergio Perez or, well, even Giovinazzi or Leclerc, really. But I doubt that was ever going to happen. Giovinazzi was obviously too inexperienced and crashed a bit too much in China, and Leclerc hadn't even made F1 yet, so that was probably never going to happen. I mean, I'd be genuinely surprised if Ferrari have a rookie anytime soon, if ever again. So, yeah. As for Sergio Perez, well, he's getting a bit old now, isn't he? I mean, he's born, what, 1990? So he's getting near his 30s actually, which is not a good thing if you're looking for a top drive. I'm surprised he hadn't already got one, to be honest, like after the McLaren shambles, but I guess it's just how the cards fall. And I mean, look at Nico Hülkenberg, he's been struggling for years now that he hasn't got a top drive at all. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I could be completely wrong, like I was with some of the other predictions in my 2017 video, so we'll see what happens. Alright, and so next up we have Red Bull. So, obviously they've kept their drivers the same as well, and I think that was a pretty obvious one. Like, there was no way they were actually going to leave after Max Verstappen had got his reliability together. So, Ricciardo obviously locked down to a contract till the end of this year. That could be an interesting one. See how it goes this year. Could well be off to Mercedes or Ferrari next year, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know. Red Bull could go out there and just win the championship this year, though I very much doubt that they will, to be honest. Alright, and now we have Force India, who also have kept their drivers the same, and, well, that one was also to be expected. I mean, they were both performing really well. If anything, they were outdoing the car, even though the car was fantastic in itself. The two Pink Panther men don't exactly look like they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Well, maybe Ocon to Mercedes, but I can't see Checo leaving anytime soon, so we'll see what happens. But at the same time, this was a bit of an obvious one. They were never going to leave, surely. I mean, I would have been a very surprised man if they did. Alright, and so fifth on our list, we have Williams, and I got this one completely wrong. So, I thought Massa would hang around for another year. I don't know why I thought that, quite frankly. I must have been just like tripping or something, but, well, I don't do drugs, so I wasn't tripping. So, yeah, I just thought that, obviously 2016, it was kind of obvious he didn't want to retire. I mean, the fact that he came back so easily for 2017 just kind of showed that. But, to be honest, I kind of thought from there he'd actually stick on until 2018, so that didn't end up happening, obviously. Now, he announced his retirement going into the final few races of 2017, and he's now replaced with Sergei Sirotkin, which was something I really was not expecting. So, yeah. So it's just, I suppose money talks at F1, doesn't it? I mean, honestly, you could call him talented. He's done pretty well, like, in F2 in the past, to just even get there as a whole, really. But it's like Sean Jello and stuff like that. I mean, there's more talented guys out there that could get F1 seats rather than Sirotkin. So, I mean, look at the likes of, like, Oliver Rowland, so Nick De Vries, sort of like just any of them, really. I mean, it's just, there's a few people in, like, F2, even, like, F3, really, that are more talented than Sergei Sirotkin. So, I think it's a bit of an obvious one that money talks in this situation. So, it's a bit of a rough go for anyone that was sort of hoping to get on with pure talent. Just the fact that it's almost impossible now unless you got some sort of factory team backing. So, it is a rough go. But, at the same time, let's be honest, the fact that they were choosing between Sergei Sirotkin and Robert Kubica was not that good, really. I mean, personally, I would have thought they would have gone for Danny Kvyat or Pascal Wehrlein, but obviously Williams needed a bit of money, and, well, Sirotkin won that race, and Kubica, well, as I said in the 2017 video, I just couldn't see him getting back to the F1 grid. I mean, it would be great for, like, just sort of, like, sentimental value to have him, as well as the fact that it'd be a great Cinderella story, sort of, the fact that he's come back from such a debilitating disability and that, but I could just never see it happening, to be honest with you. At least he's got the development driver role now, so I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest, but I really can't see him getting anything out of it, in all honesty. As I said, money talks. Money talks. Alright, so number 6 on the list is Toro Rosso now, and if you could have called this one at the start of 2017, I would be asking you to place bets on the likes of my team Leicester City to win the Premier League the year before, because, honestly, who the hell would predict that? Fair enough, you predict that Gasly will replace Danny Kvyat like I did. Actually, wait, no, I predicted they'd be teammates, that's right. Oops. But, Brendan Hartley. Really? I could not predict that. Who the hell would have picked that up at the start of 2017? Just the fact that a guy who had previously been rejected from the Red Bull Young Driver program goes to WEC, does bits, does well, good job to him, but honestly, I could not see him getting a drive in F1, but it's happened now, and, well, it's good to see my brothers from across the ditch in Kiwiland actually getting a driver on the grid now, but we're still better. Deal with it. Either way, it was good to see that they're actually changing the drivers. Like, it's good to see switching it up, but I feel like it's a bit rough on Kvyat to actually, like, shaft him for Brendan Hartley, who is an F1 rookie, is way older, and also has, like, not driven an F1 car for 7 years, so it's pretty crazy. Alright, so next up on the list is Renault, and, well, I called it, yeah? I called it. I just figured that Sainz would want out of Toro Rosso, and, well, Renault was an opportunity that was always going to happen. I mean, just the fact that Toro Rosso now in Honda engines rather than Renault engines and use Sainz as part of the package to get out of the Renault deal probably made things a bit more helpful for my cause, but I just thought that was always going to happen. I mean, Sainz, you could tell that he was getting frustrated at Toro Rosso. Look at Verstappen, he's doing so well at Red Bull. Look at Ricciardo, he's still there. Like, I'm not saying get rid of Ricciardo for Sainz, because, quite frankly, I don't want that to happen, but just the fact that there's just a talent back jam sort of at Red Bull, and, well, a bit of a dearth at it at Toro Rosso. Sainz is just sort of in that middle ground at the moment, really. So, if Ricciardo does leave, then it would be completely retarded of Red Bull to not sign Sainz. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it would be a bit silly for them to not actually go with their young driver, especially one as talented as Carlos, so I'd be very surprised if they make that move and do something else, like sign Gasly or something like that, or I'll just go for someone else from a different team. But here we are, 2018, and Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz the confirmed Renault lineup. So I got it right. That's another prediction to the list that I've got correct. So either way, it would be good to see those two actually do well. I do like them both. Like Hülkenberg, I've sort of tapered off him a bit recently. Like I've sort of just become less impressed with him now that he's sort of not got the top drive or anything. But Carlos Sainz, I do rate him. I really do. Him, Verstappen, Ocon, Leclerc, and well, maybe even Lance Stroll. They'll all be fighting for a championship in the future. Like, don't exactly quote me on Stroll, but you can definitely quote me on the rest. I reckon all of them will be in some sort of championship battle by like 2022, or at least have won like one between them by then. It'll be a fantastic battle to see in the future, and it's shaping up to be a very good generation of Formula 1 drivers after this one. So bring it on. Hopefully Sainz at Renault will help him grow, and well, who knows, maybe he'll impress Red Bull enough to actually get him a drive with the senior team. So I'll be looking forward to it with eager eyes. And next up on the list is Haas F1 team. So, as I said in my 2017 video, Gunther Steiner had already said that both drivers are going to be sticking around for 2018, so it would have been a very big surprise to see either of them get replaced, but let's be honest, it was never going to happen. I mean, both of them looked pretty solid, despite the fact that the car was a bit average last year, but either way, they were about as good as each other, so I could not see that changing. But this year, who knows? I mean, it could change. Guess we'll find out. Alright, and so next up on my list was McLaren, and I could not see Alonso leaving the team at the time, and I was correct. He's still there for 2018. Stoffel Van Dorn, talented driver, nearly beat Alonso in the drivers out of no fault of Alonso's, but I was not expecting either of them to leave, and I was proved right. With Alonso going to Le Mans and the WEC in general, I can see him actually leaving at the end of 2018, depending on how it goes, so we'll see what happens. He could even be in IndyCar in 2019. Alright, and so the final team on my list is Sauber F1 team, and well, I got this one right too. As I said in the driver prediction video of 2017, Marcus Ericsson would keep his seat because of his money, and Charles Leclerc, well, you'd have to be blind stupid to not give him a seat or anything. I mean, the way he dominated F2 was just mind-blowing. I mean, no one had done anything like that since Nico Hülkenberg, really, so it was pretty intense to see that he was dominating the field so much, and it was a relief to see that he's actually got the seat. So Ferrari have done a great job with him so far, and it'll be great to see how he goes against Marcus Ericsson and the 2018 Sauber. Judging by his performances in practice this year, he's obviously very talented, and well, he could make Ericsson look like a complete amateur at this point. And who knows, maybe 2019 Giovinazzi will finally join him because maybe they will get rid of Ericsson. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Who knows what the future holds in Formula 1? Who knows? And so there we have it. There's basically my thoughts on my driver predictions for 2018 and how they went. So, as I was saying in my 2017 video, I was a bit fair on Wehrlein and Giovinazzi to not get a seat or anything in 2018, so we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? One of the Ferrari drivers could just suddenly get injured and have Giovinazzi hop on in there. Or one of the Mercedes drivers get injured and see Pascal Wehrlein hop on in there. So we'll see what happens, but I mean, I can't see too much changing in 2018 now that Toro Rosso have had their massive driver change. So I'll be surprised if anything big happens, but at the same time, you never know. It's Formula 1, so I mean, no one was expecting the logo to change until the likes of my page and just eager users on Twitter identified the fact that F1 had registered as a trademark in Europe, so anything can happen really. I mean, anything can happen. No one was expecting the grid girls to leave either, but that's just changed now recently, so yeah. F1 is a very fickle environment. Anything can change, and I can see some of these driver predictions changing for next year. I can see a lot of people moving around, sort of the big market shift. There's always some sort of big market shift every like few years. I mean, look at 2014 when Alonso went to McLaren and Vettel went to Ferrari. I can see that sort of thing happening again in 2019. Well, maybe not with those specific two drivers obviously, but just some sort of seat change in general. Who knows, we could even see Lewis Hamilton retire. I mean, he's hinted at it a few times now, so who knows. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe for some more. Leave a like if you liked it. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, which is what I'm trying to push to do. So anyway, it's been your man Cham, and I will see you next time.